Welcome to the video series, Pro Trader Mike with Mojo Day Trading on reading the level 2 and some trading styles. Right now I'm going over a rim trade right now, and this day the stock went from a low of 11.88 to a high of 12.67 on December 11th. Here's the move it made, the big green bar for the day, and I'll show you how I traded it. Right here the stock in the pre-market was trading 662,000 shares. The low was 11.88, the high was 11.98, and it was at 11.90 by 11.91. So what I wanted to do is get the first example of 1,000 shares. I'll do 500 and 500. You buy right here at 11.90, 11.91. You bid 11.89, 11.88. You buy 11.92, 345. In that 11.90 to 11.95 price increment, you buy your first 500. And you get filled, and then all of a sudden the stock jumps to 96 by 97, and the high is 98. So you're going to probably buy your next 500 right here because you didn't get the other chance to buy it lower. So you're buying at 96, you're buying 97, you're buying 98. This is called a cross market. It's very bullish. When the stock does a cross market and they take out the offer, the ask, and it goes higher. And what I'm looking for here is the biggest size. The size of on this level 2 of the bid at 11.98 and the ask at 11.99, I look for the biggest number, and it's 148. The biggest number on the ask on the right side is a bullish indication. It means the stock's going to go higher, and you should monitor that. If the big number's on the left side, it usually goes down. So right here the stock made a run from 11.90. It's at 11.98 cross market, and the next move I'm long 1,000 now at 11.96. It goes down fast to 11.92 by 11.93. And right here the size tells me to stay in at 540. I do have a stop in to protect it at 11.96. I got my stop in at 11.86, 2 cents below the low of the day. All of a sudden the stock jumps back up 95 by 96. The market just opened. It's traded 2 million shares. Now it's 97 by 98. It's firming back up, and I look at the size. It's pretty thin. As long as the scales tip to the right side, and there's a lot bigger numbers over here, 79, 44, than there is over here, it's very bullish. The bigger the number is, the more it goes up. Right now the stock's 11.99. It just broke through 11.98. It's 11.99 by 12. There's 117,000 shares on the offer at 12. The high was 11.99, and as you could see here this day, it went to 12.67. It flew through what I call magic number 12 so fast. Within 15 minutes, it went up 67 cents to the high of the day, and then it started to retract back down. And that was a 60-cent move on a trade right there. Here's a smaller stock, ZGNX. Traded right here. I'm looking at it as high as 155 on the day. It's traded 1.9 million. Nice volume. The bid's 154. The ask is 155 with a humongous number of 56,300 on the ask at the high of the day. So I'm watching the number, and all of a sudden the 154 at 11, he adds on some more. He goes to 16. These people underneath, the 80 for EDGX was at 11. Edgar right here for 18 is 28, so these are getting bigger. If there's so much size here on the offer, why would these people even bid 54? They would go 53 and chill out and hang down because there's so much size there. People don't realize it's the opposite of whatever you think. This thing is going much higher, and as they take out and buy the 56,300, which they do right here, it's at 52,300. The 7,900 shares is now 6,000. Bats at 5,500. Someone bought 4,000 of his. It's about to go up. They squeeze it right here. More people are on the bid. Why would people be on the bid here if it wasn't going higher? They'd hang out at 53. So now it's 55. All of a sudden it goes 70. It went to 87. It went up another 30 cents from 34 cents to 49 cents. It went up 40% on the day. It closed at 70 by 72. I caught the run from 55 to 85. It's the same pattern over and over. When the big number's on the right, it goes up. The bigger the number, the higher it goes. UVXY right here. at $8. High is 802. It's already traded 16 million shares. I'm looking for big numbers. Now 84, 49, 46, 43 on the left. There's 121. There's a 136 and a 120. It's setting up. I'd like these numbers to be bigger. I'm not doing anything yet. All of a sudden it goes 801 by 802 at the high of the day, and the huge number comes up there. 347,000 shares on the ask. The normal person would say, no way am I buying that. It's no way going higher. If you hesitate for 1 second, it's now 803 by 804. It's now 804 by 805. Big size on the right at the high of the day. It's now 806 by 807. It's now 809 by 810. Humongous size at 810, 881,000 shares. It flies through 810, and it continues to go. 810 by 811 right there. And that's a perfect example of buy signals, of taking out the offer and getting involved when they give you the signal. And I'll show you 10 more of them that are exactly the same. Here's UVXY at 774 by 775. Very small numbers on the left, 34, 34, 31, 24. Huge numbers on the right. There's the buy signal at 775. High is 783 on the day. It's already traded 10 million. The buy at 775. It comes down 772 by 3. You should be buying all this in anticipation of a blow-through move through 75. And now all of a sudden, if you bought at 72, 73, 74, it firms right back up to 74, 75. Humongous size at 75, bigger than it was before. It comes down again to retest again, 71, 72. Within a second later, it's right back to 74, 75. Right now, they start to squeeze it down here where my mouse is, 74. Tremendous size on the bid, 168, 138, 113, compared to 88, 57, 55. They're increasing their size. They're buying all the 75s. You want to buy this last bit right here of 75, this last 10,000 shares. You want to buy it. It now goes 76 by 77, and the thing makes a nice move all the way back up to 83 and higher. And that's the way to play the moves through the big number increments on the level 2. UVXY at $21 a share. It doesn't matter if the stock's a $20 stock or a $7 stock. It happens with all the stocks, and you'll see. Follow the biggest number, 2177 by 2180. There's your big number, 178. Tiny numbers on the left. The scale's weighing, tipping on the right tremendously. The high is 2273, the low is 2178. It's right at the low of the day, and it sets up to give you a buy signal. You buy right there at 2180. Within a minute, it's 2188 by 2190. There's the buy signal again at 2190. You buy again. Now it's 22 by 2203. The buy right there. All of a sudden, the thing reverses back down, and you got big size on the left, 2190. It should go through that just the same way it went up, and boom, it went down 2190 to 2187 by 88. And that's how you trade these things. UVXY here, what is it, 1099 by 11. All of a sudden, the high's 11, traded 2 million, it's already up 43 cents, and it gave me a buy signal. Tiny, tiny, thin on the left, nothing there, and humongous on the right, 82,000. Why would these people even be there at 1099 with all that stock at 11? Because it's going higher. They need stock. They're short. They got buy, whatever it is. All of a sudden, they rip through the 11s. It's 11 by 1101, 1106 by 7, 1114 by 16. It went to 1139. It went up 39 cents after this $11 buy with the big size. Happens every single time. Here's UVXY at 2050, 2049 by 2051. The high is 51, and there's the buy signal. He's sitting at 52. Thin on the left, humongous size on the right. It rips through 52. It's 59 by 60. There's another buy signal at 60 right there with the 220. Why would he even be there showing 100 shares? These guys are only good for 1,000 shares up to 3 cents. It's a fake out. This is the buy right here. They squeeze this 225. It's at 154 down here. Then it's 259 by 261, and the stock went to 264. Right through these numbers. Right through that 51. You made a 15-cent move. Happens every single time. UVXY at 18. 1806 by 1809. The high is 1810. There's 1810. He's sitting there with 58,900 shares. I'd buy as much as I can at 806, 805, 807, everything I can in here in anticipation of it blowing through this 810. If it does, boom, it's 833 by 835 within a couple of minutes. It went from 939,000 shares to 1.6 million shares in 3 minutes, and now it's 833, and it did a tremendous spike. I don't sell it yet because it gave me another buy signal at 35 with the 71 and the tiny on the left. It blows through 35. It's at 1868 by 1870. You still don't sell it. It gives you another buy signal at 1870. They ripped this 1870. It's 1874 by 5. It closed at 1936 by 37. It went to 1955 from 1809. It was a $1.55 move. Same signals all day long. Here's VRNG, our little famous when it was at 365. 365 by 367, the biggest numbers right here, tells me nothing. I don't want to buy it yet. All of a sudden it starts to go up. 371 by 372, there's your signal. 185, huge number, outweighs this 3-1 on the left. I'd be buying anywhere in here, 370 to 372. They take out the 72 to 73. There's your huge size at 74. It's now 84. It closed by 85. It went to 405 from that buy signal at 372. It's the same thing every single time. Here's Kerex, 510 by 511. Big size is on the left right there, so you hold, you chill, you don't do anything. It's at 2,187,000. Then it goes 2.2 million right here. It's 511 by 13. You got a 3 and a 1 and a 26. It's telling you it's got a little setup right here. All of a sudden it comes back down 510 by 11. There's your buy signal at 511. It closed and went to 638 from 511. It made a $1.40 move from there. Pimix, 422 by 423. Tells you nothing in the first slide. Thin left, thin right, no big numbers. I'm not touching it. 422 by 24. Highs 25. There's your 25 sitting there with your huge numbers. Goes 22 by 23. There's your 25 still. You buy all in here. It goes 26, 27. Highs 28. Rips through 28. Goes 441 by 442. It went up 25 cents after that. Now the stock is at $6.50. PGNX 502. Thin 1111. There's a 15 down here. Here's your big size 101. It's telling you to buy it. High is 503. It's already up 32 cents. You buy 501, 2, 3, 4, even the 4s. It comes down to 5 by 503. You don't get shaken out. Give it a little bit of room, right back to 504 by 508, 506 by 510, 509 by 513, 510 by 514. So it went from 504 to 514. And it made a nice little move there as a nice little trade right there on the graph. There was your buy signal at 504. Here's Gale, 184 by 185. The right side is tipping the left side big time. There's your 184, 185. They start buying it. 186 by 187. Let's see if it goes through the next increment up to 190. It goes 187 by 188. Still big size right here. And 188 by 189. And that's where the high of the day was, 189, where it closed. And it went into the 190s the next day because it traded big volume and it closed up at the high. Here's pre-market on Comba Matrix, the stock's up $2.23 at 506 by 509. Normally you'd be like, I'm not going to touch it. It's already up 78% on 1.7 million shares. That's pre-market. Stock's going to trade 15 million shares by the end of the day. It's going to be a screamer. Just look where the signal is. The signal's right there at 510. You want to buy between 506 to 509 as much as you can, and then lay your stop underneath. The stock right after that it closed at 695 by 703. It went to 764. It was up $4.13. It was up 200% on the day. It was a big, big winner. It gave you the signal right there at 510. Here's a magic number play through 15. I'm anticipating the highs 1494. Just like the rim through 12, this is a play through magic 15. Will it rip? So I buy 86.87. It goes 86.87. The high went to 15.23. It blew because you see him sitting there. Here you see nothing. EDGX 1490. He's sitting there with 40,000 shares. It blew through 1490. It went right to 15.23. Here's another one, pre-market. 64 by 66. I say, look at the size at 66. I'll take a shot. I'll buy 64, 63, 62. I'll even buy 65, 66. The stock went to 81, 281. It's 279 by 280 where it closed.